Alright, hello and welcome in today, Vikings fans, to a video that I didn't think I was going to be making today. It feels like it's a little early for this. I planned on doing it next week, but the news of the day sort of dictates that we begin talking about our last resort, our last hope to build an offensive line that's going to be competitive this year. Otherwise, Kirk Cousins is going to be running for his life. It feels like free agency has been essentially picked clean at the positions where we need, and there are no real good guards left. Austin Blythe signed with the Kansas City Chiefs. It was, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but the news of the day is that Forrest Lamp has signed a free agent contract with the Buffalo Bills, and that's that. Pretty much the last guard that I had hopes for them bringing in, even though it wasn't all that exciting. And now I feel pigeonholed into the NFL draft, even though Mike Zimmer, during his media availability the previous week, said that he didn't feel like the team was pigeonholed into one position. We don't have a left side of the offensive line right now, unless you count Rashad Hill and Dakota Dozier, which I don't, frankly. So we're going to start looking towards the NFL draft for solutions because they decided to ignore it in free agency other than bringing back their own players, making zero additions from other teams, and that is where we currently stand. So let's go ahead today and talk about who I think are the top 10 interior offensive linemen who are going to be available in the NFL draft. Some of these guys you're going to have to use some premium draft capital to get, which of course is how it always works. But a lot of these players you're going to have to call their names by round 3. Otherwise, I don't think that they'll be available unless something comes out between now and then that causes their stock to fall. There is some medical concerns with some of these guys that could absolutely push them down draft boards, but given their talent and what we're going to talk about here today, I would be afraid to, sort of risk that. So let's begin. We have 10 names that we have here on the board, and we're going to open things up with my number 1 rated interior offensive lineman, and it is going to be none other than Elijah Vera-Tucker from USC. We've talked a lot about him. He's appeared in many of my mock drafts and various mock drafts around the NFL mock draft community, if you will. He was a big-time player at USC, redshirt junior this year, 6'4", 308 pounds. Played 13 games at left tackle in 2019, and then played 6 games this year at left tackle in 2020, 19 total games. He was the 2020 Morris Trophy winner, which is the top Pac-12 offensive lineman as judged by his peers, i.e. the defensive lineman of the Pac-12. Of course, if you're wondering how he got that, always remember Penei Sewell opted out this season. So, Elijah Vera-Tucker offers you versatility. He can play left tackle. He can play inside and guard. I think everybody believes that he is best suited for the NFL as an interior offensive lineman, and he has basically due to his average size and wouldn't be suitable for work on the edge, blocking edge rushers in the NFL. But he's balanced and agile as a blocker. He has starting experience at both left tackle and guard, and that's what makes him a valuable commodity, at least in my opinion. So he is my top-rated interior offensive lineman. Next, number 2 on the list is going to be Landon Dickerson from Alabama. The more I read about this guy, the more I like him. I was kind of like hesitant because of all of the medical history, it's a really long list. 2016 season-ending ACL injury, missed 7 games. 2017 season-ending right ankle injury, missed 4 games. 2018 left ankle sprain, missed 2 games. That was all at Florida State. Then he transfers to Alabama, and his career takes off at the collegiate level. 13 games in 2019, second team all SEC. Almost said all ACC. 2020, he plays in 12 games, first team All-American, but he did tear his ACL in his left knee that caused him to miss I believe it was the entirety of the college football playoffs, but I know it was at least the championship game. He was in there for like the final series to play 1 snap, which was a nice gesture by Coach Saban. So there is the medical concerns, but he played 38 games in his career, starting 37, 20 at center, 11 at right guard, 4 at left guard, and 2 at tackle. If you can get past the medical history, you have yourself a really good interior offensive lineman. And I just love the guy from a character perspective at the pro day. He seems like a silly dude who would bring a really good atmosphere to the locker room and just be an overall good guy in the league that would probably elevate to captain status someday. Next, we're gonna go to the Big Ten, and we're gonna call on Wyatt Davis. He is my 3rd overall interior offensive line, our first true guard on this list who played all of his games, 36 games, 24 starts at the guard position. Redshirt junior, 6'3", 315 pounds, first team All-American in both 2019 and 2020. His stock fell during the 2020 season. It wasn't as exemplary, I think, as people were predicting, because if you go back to previous mock drafts, early fall, late summer of 2020, he's basically in the top 15 as an interior offensive lineman. So I'm not sure if that is a trend that we're going to see actually play out in the draft. I think most have him labeled as a second to third rounder. So I think you're going to have to spend a pretty good second round pick in order to get Wyatt Davis, who I think at the next level is going to be good despite having what people are calling a down year this past season. For the number 4 overall interior offensive lineman, we're going to stick with the Big Ten. We're going to go with Jalen Mayfield. I forgot to preface this video by saying, yes, there's going to be some players here that I have listed out of position. I know Jalen Mayfield was a tackle at Michigan. All of his games he played at right tackle, 18 games, 15 starts at the right tackle position. 2020, he missed 4 games due to injury. But he has the size to be on the interior, right? He doesn't have the ideal arm length as listed in the scouting reports, 32 and 3/8, 32 and 5/8 is the measurements. 6'5", 326 pound redshirt junior. The analysts that say that he could move inside are the analysts that I'm going to agree with on this one. You'll notice I didn't have Rashawn Slater on this list because more people seem to think that he is absolutely going to survive and succeed as an offensive tackle at the next level. So I left him off. We'll talk about him once we do offensive tackles. So Jalen Mayfield is an intriguing prospect, and I have him at number 4 overall. Bumped the camera there. Moving on to number 5, we have back in the SEC, Deonte Brown from Alabama. A lot of good Alabama offensive linemen this year. 48 games, 26 starts in his collegiate career. He's a redshirt senior. 6'3", 344 pounds. This dude is massive. He showed up to Alabama as a freshman weighing in at 375. Holy cow. There is some off-the-field concerns with this guy. 2018 suspended 2 games for team violation or violation of team rules. Suspended 4 games in 2019 for violation of team rules. And then in 2020, everything clicked. First team All-SEC at the left guard position. Didn't allow a sack in his final 3 seasons. So if you're looking for really good value as a pass protector, Deonte Brown is probably it. Likely you can have him late second, early third round. Staying in Alabama, we're going to call on his teammate, and that's going to be Alex Leatherwood. Another guy that played a majority of his games at the tackle position, similar to Jalen Mayfield, but also has similar size that should be that sort of quantifies him to have more success if he slides in and plays guard. 6'4", 312 pound senior, 48 games, 41 starts, 26 at the left tackle position, 15 at the right guard position, first team All-SEC in both 2019 and 2020. Position flexibility is a plus, and he is also strong in pass protection. So once again, if you're looking for another pass protector, draft Alex Leatherwood, move him inside like you did with Ezra Cleveland. Next on our list, we go to number 7 overall, and I got to flip the page on my notes here. We go to another pure guard, and that is Trey Smith. Now he did play some games at left tackle, 10 games total in his career, 42 games, 41 starts, but I'm going to call him a pure guard because I don't think he has any business playing on the outside. He is massive though. Very big dude, 6'5", 321 pound senior, freshman All-American 2017. And then in the 2018 season, he missed the final 5 games due to blood clots. That is scary. First team All-SEC in 2019 and 2020. The health concerns are legitimate. You have blood clots 3 years ago. You have a potential serious issue with lung-related health concerns. But he has the size and the talent. He just needs to be coached. With one of the scouting reports that I read, he said he's got size, talent, strength, but he just has sloppy tendencies. So if he can clean up his game, he could be a steal for the next level. Moving on, going to the University of Notre Dame. I'm going to go with Aaron Banks at number 8 overall on the interior offensive lineman list. 6'5", 325 pound redshirt junior, played 36 games, 31 starts, 30 total games at the left guard position. This is what caught my eye. 2020 first team All-American, needs work on the details, is sort of what I gathered from the scouting reports that I read. Like he has the strength, he has the size, he has the ability. Somebody just needs to come in, and clean up the errors that they see in the technical aspects of the game. I'm not going to try to sit here and pretend that I understand everything about the intricacies of coaching interior offensive linemen because, whoa, but that is basically the information that I got from the scouting reports that I read. They do believe from the vast majority of the big boards that I've seen with Aaron Banks, including PFF, it looks like he can be had as late as the 3rd round. Moving back to the SEC, we have one of my personal favorites in Ben Cleveland from Georgia. Dude is a massive bodybuilder. If you've never seen a picture of this guy, I would definitely recommend looking him up. But he is a redshirt senior, 6'6", 343 pounds. As I said, massive, but it's all muscle. It's all upper body muscle. 42 games, 25 starts, all at the right guard position, which if you're looking for a guard, there you go. 2018 missed 6 games with injury. 2019 missed the bowl game due to academic ineligibility. And in 2020, he pulled it all together. First team All SEC. And as I said, oversized bodybuilder. If you're looking for a dude to throw out there and just muscle people, he's probably going to be your guy. Last but not least, number 10 on our list is going to be Jackson Carman, Clemson offensive tackle. 6'4", 317-pound junior. It's 40 games total career, started 27, all at left tackle. So it's going to be a new position for him. He's a better run blocker than a pass protector, according to scouts. He did have back surgery in January of this year, so that is a concern. I haven't really seen anything, any real red flags as it relates to that back surgery in the past few months. So hopefully that is all taken care of. He does have the short arms, like most of the guys on this list, who average about 33, 34 inch in arm length. He measures in at 32.5, and he was a second team All ACC in 2020. So that's going to round out my top 10 for the interior offensive line for the 2021 NFL Draft. Let me know what you think of this list. Is there anybody that I left off that you think deserves a discussion or a potential target for the Minnesota Vikings who desperately need help at the guard position? Because if we go into the season starting Dakota Dozier at left guard, we might as well just kiss it goodbye. I mean, there is, of course, the counter argument that, hey, they were 6th ranked in total offense with Dakota Dozier, so how bad could it be? Well, we don't really want to find that out, do we? So these are your interior offensive lineman prospects for the 2021 NFL Draft. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.